Hello and welcome to this session, Learning Outcome LO3. Understand the legal liability requirements for criminal damage and theft. Today we will learn how criminal damage and theft differ under UK law. We will explore the legal liability requirements for these offenses, focusing on the concepts of actus reus, the guilty act, and mens rea, the guilty mind. Additionally, we will examine the key legislation and case law that shape these legal principles. Criminal damage involves damaging property without a lawful excuse. Governed by the Criminal Damage Act 1971, it requires specific actus reus and mens rea elements. The actus reus includes destruction or damage to another's property. The mens rea involves intention or recklessness in causing the damage. Case law, like Roe v. Kingerly, illustrates these elements. Aggravated criminal damage endangers life through the damage caused. Section 1(2) of the Criminal Damage Act covers this offense. The actus reus includes damage that could endanger life. Mens rea requires awareness of life endangerment risk. RV Steer highlights the necessity of damage caused danger. Theft is the dishonest appropriation of property with intent to permanently deprive. Governed by the Theft Act 1968, it requires actus reus and mens rea. Actus reus includes appropriation and property belonging to another. Mens rea involves dishonesty and intent to deprive. Cases like R.V. Morris illustrate appropriation. Actus reus involves the physical act of appropriation. It includes assuming owner rights, even with consent. Property must belong to another, as shown in Turner. No. 2. Exclusions include information, not considered property. Oxford v. Moss confirmed information isn't property under the Act. Mens rea focuses on dishonesty and intent to permanently deprive. Dishonesty is assessed using the Ivy test. Intention involves treating property as one's own. R.V. Volumal illustrates borrowing as theft. The defendant must disregard owner rights. Defenses include belief in consent and property protection. Section 5 of the Criminal Damage Act outlines lawful excuses. Jaggard v. Dickinson shows mistaken belief in consent as a defense. Protection of property is another defense. Damage must be necessary for defense validity. Defenses to theft focus on belief in legal rights. Dishonesty is assessed using the Ivy test confirmed in Barton. Appropriation can be defended with lawful belief. Property exclusions like information are key defenses. Case law provides clarity on defense applications. Case law illustrates actus reus and mens rea in criminal damage. Roe v. Kingerly involved mud on a wall as damage. RVG focused on recklessness awareness. Jaggard v. Dickinson highlighted lawful excuses. These cases clarify legal principles. Theft case law clarifies actus reus and mens rea. R.V. Gomez involved appropriation with consent. R.V. Hinks addressed gifts as appropriation. I.V.V. Genting Casinos refined dishonesty assessment. R.V. Velamile focused on borrowing as theft. Criminal damage requires proving actus reus and mens rea. Actus reus involves property damage without excuse. Mens rea requires intent or recklessness. Defenses include consent belief and property protection. Case law provides practical examples. Theft involves dishonest appropriation with intent to deprive. Actus reus focuses on property and ownership. Mens rea requires dishonesty and deprivation intent. Defenses include legal rights belief. Case law illustrates these elements. Criminal damage and theft share legal elements. Both require actus reus and mens rea. Differences lie in property treatment and intent. Case law highlights these distinctions. Understanding both offenses aids in legal clarity. The Criminal Damage Act and Theft Act provide legal structure. They define offenses and outline elements. Case law supports statutory interpretation. Understanding these laws ensures fair liability assessment. Legal clarity aids in justice delivery. Actus reus is crucial in establishing liability. It involves the physical act of the offense. For criminal damage, it includes property harm. For theft, it involves appropriation. Accurate actus reus assessment ensures fair justice. Mens rea determines the defendant's mental state. It involves intent or recklessness in criminal damage. In theft, it requires dishonesty and deprivation intent. Accurate mens rea assessment ensures fair justice. Understanding intent is vital in legal cases. Case studies illustrate legal principles in practice. Roe v. Kingerly shows actus reus in criminal damage. RVG highlights recklessness awareness. RV Gomez illustrates appropriation in theft. Case law aids in understanding legal application. Defenses provide opportunities to avoid liability. They include belief in consent and property protection. Dishonesty assessment is key in theft offenses. Case law clarifies defense applications. Understanding defenses aids in fair justice. Statutory interpretation aids in understanding laws. The Criminal Damage Act and Theft Act provide legal definitions. Case law supports statutory interpretation. Accurate interpretation ensures fair justice. Understanding statutes aids in legal clarity. Case law plays a vital role in legal interpretation. It provides practical examples of statutory application. Cases like RV Kingerly and RV Gomez clarify legal principles. Understanding case law aids in legal clarity. It ensures fair justice delivery. In conclusion, a thorough understanding of criminal damage and theft requires a clear grasp of both actus reus and mens rea. Legislation, supported by case law, establishes the legal framework governing these offenses, ensuring that liability is assessed accurately and justice is upheld. The clarity provided by legal statutes, together with illustrative case law, demonstrates how these principles operate in practice, reinforcing fairness and consistency in the delivery of justice. If you need any help, please reach out via WhatsApp at 074843616888. Our team is ready to assist you. Thank you and see you next time.